Are you tired of being jammed up or keep framing the ball during rallies too often? A lot of recreational players are missing this one important thing in this reaction phase. So in this video, I'm going to explain about judging where exactly to move so that you don't get too close to the ball and framing or being jammed up. And if you learn this and fix this part right, you will eliminate all those unnecessary movement and your rally with your hitting partner will get much smoother. Okay, let me guess your problem. You think you're running to the right spot and stopping at the spot that you think it's perfect, but still you're framing it, or you feel like the ball or the contact point is still close to your body. And I'm seeing this problem met so many times with the recreational players, and I feel like they're running to the bouncing point of the incoming ball. And let me explain why this is a problem. So the main reason why you're being too close to the ball is that the ball is bouncing towards you a lot more than you think. And there's one way that you can tell yourself exactly where you're running to, and that is to run to the second bouncing point of the incoming ball. And by adjusting yourself to the second bouncing point, it's actually really easy for you to get the time right and strike at the ideal contact zone, because you're waiting for the ball to bounce up, then come down, and you can comfortably hit at that waist height. If you're running to the first bouncing point, the ball is still rising and you have this momentum to the ball, and that's why you're very likely to frame the ball, or you feel like the contact's so close to your body. This channel is about playing efficient tennis. Instead of just telling how to hit a shot, I'm going to explain the logic behind it to improve faster with less trial and error. But again, it's not always possible to run to the second bouncing point because of the variability. What you receive during rallies is always different. So when the ball comes fast or deep, you can't really move to the second bouncing point. You wouldn't have enough time for that. This is when you slightly change the contact timing. There are three possible contact timing after the ball bounces. The first one is contact when the ball is still rising after it bounces. The second contact is when the ball reaches its highest point. And the third one is when the ball is sort of dropping and hitting at your waist height. If this video is helping you see the game more clearly, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. As you do the split step and take the initial step, you should already be visualizing the contact timing of your next shot. This decision-making part is really important because it changes the rhythm of your take-back and the forward swing. So the next thing you should do is to roughly estimate the depth of the incoming ball. Why is depth really important? Well, it determines whether you should run to the second bouncing point or to hit the ball earlier when the ball is still rising. If the incoming ball is short, somewhere around the service line or even closer to the net, and that's going to be very likely to have the short second bounce point, right? So in that case, you can run to the second bouncing point and take the ball at your waist height or in that strike zone. But if the ball comes really deep and bounces somewhere around here, really close to the baseline, which is really close to where you wait, again, it's really important to take the ball in front. It's always front contact, but because you're so close to the incoming ball, you want to change the rhythm. Now, depth in tennis is something that's really hard to predict. So there are two things I want you guys to watch out to roughly estimate the depth. The first thing is the height of the incoming ball, and the second thing is how your opponent follow through. Now let's say your hitting partner hits like this with a topspin follow through, and the trajectory of the ball right after he hits it is pretty low, just above the net level. It's very likely to come short. If you see those two things, then you have to react quickly. You want to expect to move yourself to that second bouncing point. This is especially true with the slicing follow through. Now on the other hand, if you see this follow through, the topspin follow through, and the ball comes pretty high, Do you expect the ball to come deep or short? It usually comes deep, especially with the topspin shot. Moving yourself to the second bouncing point is going to be really, really difficult. The deeper the ball is, the harder it's going to be. So in that case, you should already visualizing yourself taking the ball earlier than usual. To get the consistent timing, where you wait for the ball is really important. So the spot you want to wait is just behind the baseline, so somewhere around where I'm standing. By staying behind the baseline, the ball, the incoming ball when you do rallies, will always bounce in front of you. So that will be too close. The ball could go in on the baseline and you won't be able to bounce and make a contact in front of your body. This is where the no man's land is. This is not the space where you're supposed to be waiting.